Hey, what's up, guys? Shadow Steel here. Welcome back to another episode of Railroader. It's been a while, and yeah, we've got a lot of things to do. A lot more things to do. So I've got a couple new mods installed in the game, and a couple have been removed as well. It's always a shifting way of doing things here, and let's get started with what we're doing, shall we? It is 5:40, by the way, which is why the passenger train has departed from Andrews. So the 5:40 service leaves Andrews today around 5. So stopping passenger service leaves Andrews at 5:40, which is about 40 minutes after interchange. And if you remember our last video, we did get the M3 Yellowstone over here. And now we have another locomotive. Now we have some more equipment here in the yard. The main thing I need to do is actually get these things organized here. So I'm going to move number 2152 onto this track here. So he's going to be out of the way for us to take care of more operations. Meanwhile, we've got our hump yard, like the hump yard being sorted here. In fact, Zach just now finished sorting the cars, or this cut of cars. And let's go ahead and get you moving, Sally. As you can see, I do still have waypoint Q, which is a lot easier to work with than just using the old waypoint system. I'm actually very happy with how the system works. And as you can see here, we've got a handful of cars in the yard already sorted. I've been sorting the whole time prior to the game starting, so take those Dillsboro cars there. We're going to take one car from Bryson over in this cut, and then we're going to take the rest of this cut here. And if you notice, one of those says Walker rather than saying Bryson. So I have another mod. Last video I showed off the Walker hump yard. I didn't realize it at the time, but the Walker hump yard doesn't have a hump yard sort system. So it's basically you have to do it yourself. I don't really like that kind of mentality. So I decided to change it out with the Walker iron mines, which you can see here we're already at tier 3, and I've already got a whole bunch of iron ore hoppers here at Andrews alone. There's another additional cut of iron ore hoppers at Silva as well that need to be sent out. And we also have the cars for Alarka, which we've also added the mod for that to allow these iron ore hoppers to get involved in that. So we have quite a bit of iron ore to send out for Andrews next time these cars get loaded, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hell on earth, but it's gonna be also fun a little bit too. I'll cut that cut there, and I think that should be good for the most part in terms of our weight for this locomotive, because these are all empties, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm more worried about the loaded freight cars, which are 90, like a good chunk of the Andrews cut is all stuff that goes to the engine servicing terminal. And then you got a little bit for the Snowbird paper, which is kind of funny. I think Snowbird paper, actually, I think I just sorted those earlier. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're all over here already. We could probably just grab those cars right off the bat and then head it out. But while I've been away, as you can guess, I've been kind of busy getting more equipment as time goes on. Not the least of which is over here in the roundhouse. Being overhauled. A couple episodes ago, I got a one of these Baldwin diesels. I decided to get another one off the used market. I think I got both of them off the used market now I think about it. And it's going to be quite useful for you sorting out here in Andrews, because I'm starting to realize that we have one switcher out here. One switcher in a GE center cab. We have that ready to roll. That's our main yard switcher here. And the hump yard engine is an SW15, an MP15, which I was never really happy with. locomotive itself has always been kind of a weird sort of system. It always looked weird to me. So I decided to phase it out. So I'm deciding to phase it out. Now, I'm going to get rid of the slug as well. The slug unit here. But thankfully I do have a replacement slug at Silva right now, which has been serviced but does need to be overhauled as well. Its repair cap is 50. For context, the repair cap is a very... Oh, I totally forgot about that mod. Here's another mod we have. Active Crossings. This is one of Beeman's mods. I don't know. Some people have seen it before on various other various other media, including Railroader's own chat, like own posts. Railroader themselves have posted their own images of these very same crossings, and so it's out there and it is available for people that want it. You just need to be a Patreon of Beeman. I'm not sure. Now, granted, I will probably, if I do get requested to remove them off the video, I will gladly do that. Because technically they're not officially out on the Nexus. They're only available on Beeman's Patreon. And you have to pay $15 to do it anyway. So it's kind of a weird system that they have there. But those crossings are actually quite nice. Now, I do need to grab... So we have another locomotive that has been serviced recently. Over here. Yeah, there they are. So, another locomotive I got from the used market recently was another Great Northern articulate for the helper jobs. And it's been fully overhauled for operational service at here at Red Marble. So that's going to be taking care of trains from now on. Whoops. I forgot you were tied together. Sorry. Here. Woo! Go away. Go away or I will taunt you a second time. But yeah, I have another... So this articulate here is for helper duties. So I've been using the Great Northern articulates for helper service. Mainly because they were just the biggest thing I had at the time. I figured, why not just use it for help? Why not just keep them as helpers and use the bigger power as the as the road power? And I did kind of set up things on my railroad where it is a sort of the big power takes over from Bryson. If you're coming from Silva, big power takes over from Bryson. If you're coming from Andrews, the smaller power takes over at Bryson. So it's kind of a hub in terms of how the railroad is handled, which is going to be more prevalent now with just how many of those iron ore hoppers are going to be prevalent on this railroad now. So we got that going for us. We'll get him out of the way, and then we'll get our switcher out of the way, and then take care of everything else. I should be on company mode, right? Ah, damn it! I'm on sandbox mode. Damn it! Hang on. Technical difficulties, people. There we go. Back into company mode. Now I can do things properly. I won't be able to take out loans, but that's fine. I got like 90,000 in the bank right now, and not from cheating, by the way. All of that's like kind of legit. It's actually legit. I think my loan that I can take out is like over $2 million at this point. So I can actually pretty much take out a huge loan. Alright, off we go. Going about 10 miles an hour, it's fine. 10 miles an hour is a good speed. Let's see how the thing just... That's one thing about the better Steam mod that's actually kind of funny to me, is that it jolts a little bit when you start going around the corners. Especially on sharp curves with articulates. Granted, the railroad's not designed for these giant articulates, so I get that, especially on the map mods. But, yeah. Get you out of the way, sir. And get you parked at the depot here. So we now have 4 of these giant articulates. The Great Northern giant articulates, which are all stationed Well, 3 of them are stationed here. The other one is stationed at Andrews. You saw that. Probably caught a glimpse of it just a moment ago when I was going through the roundhouse. So these are our helpers. I might actually re-letter them or renumber them for well, maybe. I don't know yet. Alright, so you're gonna be set to neutral, and there you go, you're good. Alright. So next up on the list to get out of the damn way is you. But I think we have cars to pick up here. So what I'm gonna do is let me double check on Union Lumber Company. Usually that has cars ready to go pretty quickly. I've got that on tier 5. I should have some cars. I do have a car for Silva. Alright, we have one car for Silva. And you're not fully loaded, but you're pretty good there. What do we got here? We got one car for Andrews. Okay, we'll take out the Andrews car, at least. This is right on top. Get that out. Thank you. Oh, station stop already? Oh, you've made it already to Roto. Yeah, cool. Cool. Roto Station. Alright, well, we'll get this organized here. Meanwhile, we need to go back to our main yard goat, if you will. Right down here. And, how many cars have you hooked in? Yeah, that's good enough for tonnage. That's good. We can do that. Alright, come on. Locations. Hump yard sort. Get started with that. Good to go. Alright. So, you are running to take these cars, sort these cars here. We do need to overhaul a couple of these cabooses here because these cabooses are all in bad shape. Right. And then looks like the cars for Silva have effectively, it's not a big train, but it's a heavy train. Why are all the loads coming out from Andrews though? That's the question. All these are from interchange to interchange, so these are just going straight to Silva. And they're all loaded. Most of them are loaded. This one's that's empty. Okay, the rear half is empty. Well, all these flat cars are loaded. That's interesting. I don't mind that. Yeah, that's slurry. Okay, I'm not against that. And then you got the Dillsboro cars, which are going to be tacked on top of it. So, stop Nanta West. Right, he has to be given clearance. At least I'm paying attention here, boys. Fast signal in danger, good to go. Get that out of the way. He's good to go. We need to pick up the car. We just need the one car. We don't need all of them. We just need the one. There you go. I probably should set those automatically to be ticked off, but whatever. Alright. Alright, here we go. Where are we going today? So there's our little switch over there. We're going to let this train organize itself a little bit. Pretty sure that if I teleport away, far enough away from this locomotive, it's going to try and connect up the air again. Which is a pain in the ass, but it's a particular quirk with the game. I don't think it's actually an issue with the actual, like, hump yard sorting system. It's more of the game. When it unloads an area, it has to automatically set up the locomotive to be tied in and everything. So, it's kind of a weird little glitch there. Well, not a glitch. I think it's intended. Oh, there's a couple of cars for Snowbird right there. Okay, those are all Snowbirds. Oh, okay. So we have 4 cars for Snowbird paper right here. Most of the coal has been dropped off here at Snowbird. That's cool. Okay. I was wondering, because we upped the tier for Snowbird to tier 4. So I'm assuming... Let's see, are we done? Are we unloaded here all the way? No, not quite yet. That's another thing we have to keep an eye on. Is these pulpwood racks. It looks like the switches are good there. He's going to be blocked by that switch regardless, so... And then... Let's see. He's going to be a straight shot to Bryson. I always do that. I always do the Bryson. Like, it's like a... kind of a... I don't know what I do, why I do that, but I do it. It's weird. Alright. That's Alarka Junction. So he should be... Yeah, we shouldn't have a freight coming this way at all anytime soon. We do need to get the Alarka service getting ready to go once I get the Manta. So we set to the main. And then you are set to... Yeah, because this is going to be the stopping passenger service. The stopping passenger service meets up... Yeah, that's right. The stopping passenger service meets up at Bryson and then follows... Whoops, no, wait. Yes, that's what we need to do. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here because I don't remember what trains are where. But I believe everything is good here. All right, that's good. All right, everything's lined up, ready to roll. Well, not really. I was judging by Cowie over here. All right, trains are good. All signals are lined. Looks like, let me check on Snowbird here, actually. How are we doing in terms of loading? Not too bad. 800 tons. 869 tons. That's pretty good. And then he's coupling up into the cars over there. We do need another switcher over here. We do need another locomotive to organize the cars once we start getting more traffic here. But as it stands right now, the center cap is pretty good enough. It's good enough for what we're doing. I think it's once I get to tier 5 and we need to start overhauling the locomotive, that's when we need to really start worrying about getting another switcher out here. Which I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not in bad shape, right? It hasn't been running very much. Every now and again it has to sort cars, but not very much. I've had to refuel a few times. Okay. How many miles have you driven? Oh, you're still at full condition. You're not even, like, at the verge of overhauling. I think Silva, because of how Silva is set up, it's more likely for those locomotives to be overhauled more frequently than these. So that's interesting. All right. A couple of these cars. Woohoo! And we're probably going to need a dedicated freight to take care of these cars now. This is just how many of them. This is actually double the amount of cars for Alarka, because I had to delete a bunch of the cars for what was it? For the copper mines because of the mod. So there's a particular glitch with the mod I added to add the ability for the copper mines to use these cars, the ore jennies, and it was simply because but because of that, I had to delete the existing cars that were in the loading bay because it didn't want to there's apparently a glitch with that mod where it doesn't load the cars for some strange reason, one reason or another. But who knows? Okay, now we got the Walker cars that we need to undo here, and that's about it. Aside from the one car for Bryson and the cars for Dills. Okay. All right, that's not too bad. Going with his horn. How many cabbies do we have? How many cabbies? We got 4 cabbies here. Interesting. Definitely gonna need the big power for this train here because we've got a large train of Rob Gap Hopper. Well, not a very large. A large train for Alarka. That's for sure. It feels a lot bigger than I expected. But then again, I've been doing a lot of cleanup work too on the game. So I got 110 cars here at Andrews. And 100 cars at Silva. That was the message I got earlier. He's leaving. And he's not going to hook into the rest of the train. He's just going to sit there. These are the Walker cars. Okay, they're unhooking. And then we got the one car for supplies. That's mining supplies, 50 tons. Now we have 2? We have 2 cars. Yeah, 2 cars for mining supplies. Got it. Okay. Trying to debate on how to set this up currently because we have a little bit of work to, because we're going to be quite heavy. This is going to be a heavy train, and I don't think a single the 800 series is going to work with this. Which is unfortunate. Alright, so that's out of the way. He's still rolling. That's all rolling. good. Power and lights. Power and lights. Talc and limestone. I think there's another car somewhere in this cut that we dropped off earlier. Or is it on the other cut? It's on the other cut. There it is. Yeah, here it is. I think it's at the end of this cut, isn't it? Yes, I believe so. No. Okay, okay, weird. I thought there was a lot more cars for Nanta, but no, there's only like the 3 gondolas, and then this coal hopper that's going to its coal loader, which granted we're gonna need. Honestly, we're already half empty on the other car. Should be good to carry that. It's not that heavy anymore. So I'll go to Walker. That should be good there. Sorry about the frame rate. This has always been a problem with this game. Apparently it's not multi-threaded. I didn't notice that. This game is legit using just one core on my multi-core PC, which is kind of fun. Which is not bad, but it's also like, why would you not? Like, granted, it's Unity. Unity has always had an issue with like performance from what I've heard. It's always had issues. That's a Norfolk Southern car. I get a mixture of modern and Steam era equipment in this set. It's always hilarious to me. That's Bessemer Lake area, and right next to it is a Norfolk Southern car. I want to say there is a way to organize this, or like change the mod files where it's not using the modern cars. But I'm not against it, considering I have so many weird cars in my collection of mods that it's like, it's not a big deal. I mean, I have a PS2 hopper. It should be just down here, actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, there it is. This is one of the modern hoppers. This is a modern 2-bay hopper. Oh, actually 3-bay. Oh, I didn't know it was a 3-bay. No, it was 2-bay. Oh, interesting. Why did I install you? Well, either way, actually, wait a minute. Oh, this might be another one of Beeman's mods. Because I know he was making a Pullman series, like, hot 3-bay hopper. According to his Patreon. Somebody else also released that same type of hopper on the Nexus, so I'm wondering if it's his mod or somebody else's mod. I don't know. But I know that, so the way Beeman has his mod set up is very interesting because it's all centered around his own launcher. He doesn't use like the Nexus Unity Mod Manager anymore, which granted probably a good idea because it makes it easier for people to like get the files, and it's all in one place. Like if you need an update, you don't have to dig through the Nexus and find it. It's like all there in that launcher. The problem I've noticed is, well, mainly with my PCs, one of my PC's problem with it is that it always flags it as a virus, a Trojan virus, because which again, I think I understand why the computer's thinking that, because it's an external program that's injecting new unknown files into your PC's, into the PC's main file directory where the game is installed. It's basically installing unknown files to your computer's directory. A lot of Trojan viruses do this, but Beeman being a trusted member of the community, after all, he's made the SD40-2s and the GB38s. I don't believe he would have put a virus in that launcher at all. I think it's just the computer flagging it because it doesn't know doesn't know what the launcher's doing. It's an unverified source to the computer. Now, granted, I believe I can actually set it up where the PC ignores that, and it can just run it regardless. But I think I can whitelist it to allow the PC to actually like to allow it to run no matter what. But it's one of those things where it's like it's a bit of a it's one of those things where I think for the most part it's not a big deal. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to do this again type thing. Right, we're gonna collect this kind of card and we're good to go. We are not connecting the air. And we're just going to collect this whole set. The whole set of cars here. I got the yard's full here. More cars for Andrews, boy. Yeah, we're just bumping around here. Is Humpyard Sort still running, though? Because the Humpyard Sort, that actually applies handbrakes when the car rolls over it. It does a lot of that. Yeah, it's dwelling. It's going itself. It's doing itself. Burlington Northern. That's not a bad car, honestly. I mean, Burlington Northern was 1970, so I'm not too upset over that. As well, 68. And then 66. 66. And it has roller bearings, so which don't do anything in this game, but hey, something. Got another car just sitting here. Another car for like a, what is that railroad? Is that Southern Pacific? Oh. DM&I. Okay. Huh. DM&IR. Yeah, that's right. So, with that organized now, for the most part, just need to get those last couple of cars into the Humpyard Sort system, and then we'll take out one of the articulates to get the massive drag out of the way, or the fast, basically the end-to-end freight, which would be the Dillsboro cars and the Silva cars, which that is going to be quite the train for it. But I want to do something. I want to take this cut of cars on its own train, because that's a long cut of cars there. In fact, I might need 3 articulates here from now on. All 3 of them to be here, because this cut of cars is also pretty heavy. I got the 3 cars for Bryson here. And 3 cars? Yeah, that's Appalachia Hardwood R1. And how much is on the tonnage list on this cut? Okay, about 2,000 tons. It's a little heavy, but it should be okay. Start it. Okay. There you go, buddy. Let's go. Alright. So, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this cut, all these cars. It's gonna be hell on earth, but whatever. We'll wait for this to sort, and once that's all done, we should be able to get everything out of the way. Meanwhile, I gotta keep an eye on the other services, which I believe the stopping service, train number 33, has to be at the Silva station at 6:45 by the looks of it. That's good. It's 7 o'clock departure time. And then the the express passenger service on the 4:25 leaves about an hour and 15 minutes after that. Okay. It's technically not supposed to sit there the whole time, but whatever. With that overhaul going, it's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with, but whatever. Alright. Wait for you to fully overhaul. I think it's only fitting that the DM&I engine takes care of the iron ore drag. I only think that's fitting. I think that's only fitting. So this old girl is going to be taking over the ore drag, the iron ore drag. Well, not the iron. It's copper ore, not iron ore. But it's basically kind of the equivalent in this game. And let me double check on what we're getting out of the Andrew before Alarka, because we might just take. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take all of these Walker cars. We'll take all of the cars for Alarka Junction, aside from the two box cars, because that's going to Team Track. And that's what they're both going to the Team Track. Okay, all right, well, fair enough. But we'll take all of that, and then the ore drag will be taken direct to Bryson, where we'll split the train off and get everything else going here. Should check the used market, see what we got now. Has it been updated yet? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it has not been updated. Damn it! Ugh. It's very annoying. I have it set to 4 hours, and I don't know if it updates when you start the game up, and then 4 hours pass by, or something else. I don't know. Quite the heavy haul here for this little switcher here, but he should be good. Yeah, he's already getting out of the yard. That's quite a steep grade out of here. He's got like, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 traction motors. Well, all 4 trucks are powered, so I would assume that is. How does traction motors work? Actually, that's a question. Because technically, this locomotive, I think this locomotive is a little bit more powerful than the Baldwin diesel I have. But I have the slug unit I chose to pair with it as an Alco RS3 slug unit, which I think is what Baldwin started using. I think Baldwin, no, it was GE that's used Alco component for the most part, to some extent. At least early on. Okay, we're good. All these cars for... Yeah. These 2 cars, I might want to scrap these 2 cars. They're not great cars, and they're not great shape. How much is your scrap value? Oh, scrap value is terrible. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Unless I wrecked them multiple times, they are not worth much in scrap. They're more likely to sell at a better price than actually keep them. Interesting. I mean, the coal load on these cars is not great, is fine, but it's the actual car itself that looks terrible. At least from what it looks like here. And got the meth gone. Actually, we have all of the cars for... All these cars are like... Almost all these coal cars are for the engine terminal. Which, that's another thing I've noticed about this particular engine terminal, is that the way it unloads things and loads and proceeds to do things, very weird. So for one, I've had these parts box cars sitting here for a long time. It has not unloaded a single parts box car. It has to rely, and the coal loads, when they unload everything, they go straight to interchange. They do not set up as a way to go to the fueling center. So it just goes into this weird sort of system where it says like, oh yeah, you're going to interchange and selling the car altogether. Like it's like acting as if it's a delivery rather than actually a car that you have purchased and have been and are just using yourself. It's not captive, I guess you could say. It's set up oddly. The terminal itself, it's not a bad terminal. The frame rate I've noticed now I've been looking at it for a while, is that the terminal is actually in pretty decent shape. It's a pretty good terminal. Lights, I've had trouble trying to turn off these lights, the tower lights. I've turned off a couple of them before, but for some reason they're hard to get because of how they're buried in the ground. You can't click on the bottom of them to turn them off because they're supposed to be on the. There's a stand under the ground here that you can trigger turning on and off the lights. Let's see if I can find which. There's one I know for sure that you can kind of... Actually, you know what? I know exactly where I can show off that whole thing. It's not... There's a tower light here. You can clearly see it's off. So if you go down here, towards the bottom of the tower, you have the prompt, light off. You click that on, you get the lights back on. And then you've got... And that seems to be where it's clicking. Where you can click on it. What the hell? Oh, yeah. So if you click on the bottom of the light, it tends to allow you to click it on and off. Yep, see? Right there. Light on, you can click it off. That's with these tower lights. A little tip for you guys if you haven't noticed. Looks like we have a lot of cars coming out from Andrews. Gonna need to split that up a little bit here. This is why I also think we need another switcher here for Andrews, is because that coat of cars is really heavy. We've been trying to fill up the tipple and everything with coal, and every time we do that, it just like I drain everything. Okay, here we go. Also, the day that this video comes out is actually the day before my birthday. For context, June is my birthday month, and I will be basically I'm probably, I want to try and do something for my birthday, kind of and celebrating it a little bit. I am proud though that the day of my birthday, the week of my birthday, June 13th, just so happened to be the day we reached 1,522 subscribers. I honestly, that's the biggest milestone of my channel so far. And in all seriousness, I am very, very happy with the fact that I actually got it, like that milestone this year in particular. Because for those of you that don't know, the Frisco 1522 has been a big part of my childhood. It's a big part of my life, both literally and figuratively. And this year, 2026, marks the locomotive's 100th birthday. I say birthday rather than build date or delivery date because, to me, it's a living, breathing thing. And that's always been the thing with steam locomotives to me. Is that steam locomotives feel like they're living, breathing things. You actually stand next to one and typically you get this groaning and hissing and these various little quirks with everything that makes it seem like it's alive. Now, granted, there are people that say otherwise. There are people out there that will say like, oh, it's just a machine. It's not alive. It's more of a figurative thing. It's not actually a literal type thing that I'm kind of describing. It's more this is how I feel things have become. This is something I feel like the locomotive is alive in the sense that there's a line from Trains Unlimited that is very, very much a thing where, well, that's 111. That's in the scrap line. Whoops. I pressed the wrong locomotive button. But yeah, this is I did put a lot more in scrap here recently. Including an articulate, which is oh wow. Okay. One of our locomotives has a couple more locomotives have been scrapped away. Good. Where is the C&O? Well, they lost it. Oh, here it is. Because the C&O, there's a C&O articulate in here where I had to put a spacer car underneath the wheels because of how that particular mod is done. So, yeah, this is the locomotive over here. It's the L78. So, you see we have a random skeleton log flat there. And then once the game loads, and chooses to load, it will actually, well, we'll see what it kind of looks like. Yeah, we're getting some repair parts in there, that's good. Yeah, I've been pretty busy buying stuff on the used market and scrapping some of them. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so because of how this particular mod, I've shown this mod off on the channel before, a long time ago, back when I was trying to do the 116 car coal drag over Red Marble. This was one of the locomotives that was pulling the train. Very weak locomotive compared to everything else on the railroad. But because of how he coded the locomotive and how the front truck is a completely separate locomotive, it is, I kind of decided to add what is effectively a spacer car in between the locomotive and the tender of the next locomotive. So I've got a lot of locomotives here in scrap. Probably can pull those forward a bit now. But we also have this locomotive here, a C&O T1, which still needs a bit of work here. So we're going to go into manual mode for you and release the brakes. Pull that forward so it gets coal and water. There goes the bell. Come on, you can do it. We'll just get it in position for the water column, and I think by extension it should be in position for the coaling tower too, if we get in the right spot. Looks like it. Looks like we'll be fine. All right, there. All right. Maybe. I don't know. Open hatch. And then you fill up with coal here. Load it up. That might be in position to give it some coal. No, it is not. Okay, raise the coaling hatch. What we're going to do here, we're going to push this a little further forward. Because I'm pretty sure, because of how that water column is set up, right there, stop. Yeah, it's still filling up with water. That's good. Now we're in position. Got it. Yeah, there we go. Locomotive is filled up. At least enough where it can actually start producing steam. This particular locomotive does have a repair cap on it. It's got 80% on the repair cap, but it's actually a pretty decent car. You know, a pretty decent puller, honestly. The only thing holding it back is the actual locomotive itself. And let's get you back in. And apply the brakes. And a couple of cars. Select the locomotive. And this is going out to Silva now. Or at least it should soon. Got some cars for Silva. What was that? Holding a Topton station. Okay, he's almost, would you, dumbass. He's almost out of position where I can actually send him out. So, let's go pick up these cars, because we're also scrapping these pieces of equipment over here. Grab you, collect that. And then we're going to back out, back in, back around, do all this kind of crap. Okay. Come on. Stop freaking the hell out. I got so many pieces of equipment out here, it's freaking the game out. I swear to God. I also probably moved too quickly, honestly. That's probably another problem with this. Put you over there, and then we're going to go out towards... I'm going to go over here, where we'll go onto the siding here. Yeah, we should be good. We still have that SD40, the BNSF SD40 that we should probably run eventually to do sorting. And then once he's in position here, come over here. And then from there, we should be able to connect up to the rest of the train. There we go. We should be able to fit the rest of these scrap locomotives over here, so we should be able to do that. Backed up. Drop that off over there. Uncouple. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cars. We should be able to uncouple 16. 16. Alright, that. Let's do it. And yes, that is another great Jarl that we're scrapping. I was intending to use this locomotive, but I thought, well, probably not a good idea considering the M3 has 5123, which is the running numbers 21 to 52. And I want to keep those running numbers kind of consistent. I might actually replace the other two Great Jarls with the M3s. And then renumber those Great Jarls to be a different locomotive class altogether. So we'll see what we do with those just later on. But for now, we just got to take care of these trains. And then once he's uncoupled, send them back out this way onto main. Come on, there you go. And then it looks like we have to get the other train going out soon. Alright. Jesus Christ, this game, I swear. Sometimes you gotta wonder what it's doing. Okay. And then, do we have anything coming out of here? No, just the hopper, which, granted, we're probably gonna need to take out both hoppers. We'll take this. Put it over there. And then... oh yeah, that's definitely emptying out pretty quickly. How much tonnage can you hold? About 30 tons of coal, it looks like. I'm not sure. Might be able to just pull out the one car. I don't know. I might just way build both cars just so that we can keep everything going. And then we're also going to need to pick up the because there's a diesel in here as well that's being overhauled. We haven't really put it in the shop. Or what the fuck? Oh, there you are. We have basically the equivalent of an Alco PA. Another one of Raider's locomotives. I can get it in there. The 1500 series. I kind of keep the 1500 series away from diesel. I'm trying to keep the 1500 series limited to the 482s, but since it's 1500 and not 1520s, I will leave it. Okay. All right then. So we got that going. We'll leave that alone. And then 110 is the local one if we need to check on. Because now we need to get this going here. We get things moving. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that other baggage car, yeah, that should be close to being done. Let's see. Andrews Interchange Servicing Track. You are going to take an hour and 4 minutes. So by the time the other train gets here, it'll have its baggage car ready to go. Let's go. Pull this out. What the hell? Why is your brake open? Huh? Is your tender derailed? No? What's going on here? Something I feel is derailed. I don't know what's going on here. It's acting as if the brake is open in between the locomotive and coupler. What the hell's going on there? Weird. I've never seen that. Over there. Brakes are applied. What the fuck? Weird. Strange. Let me try something here. Yeah, the train car's not... There. No. Weird. I've never seen this glitch before. I don't have weird. I shouldn't have a problem with this locomotive. That's weird. Weird. Alright, we're gonna go that. Manual. There's the brakes. There's the brakes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's acting as if the tender is uncoupled. That's weird. Huh. That's very strange. I've never seen that. But it's still working correctly. It's just... it's still working correctly, which is good. But it doesn't want to... Weird. We'll let it roll. We'll just do this real quick. That's really strange. Is there a way to set it up to bleed? No, there's not. Brake cylinder 6%. Brake line 6. What the hell's going on here? Weird. Okay, brakes. Brake cylinder 6. And now, what the fuck? Brake lines? What the hell is going on? Equipment. Customize. Let me try something here, because this might... I don't know what's going on with this locomotive here. We're going to select a different piece of equipment real quick. That way we don't see the transition here, but I'm wondering if there's something going on with the actual... I've never seen that. Weird. That's very strange. Equipment. Customize. Should be good. What we're going to do is I'm going to change the reporting mark here real quick. See if that helps. Let's see if this helps. Oh, wait. This is going to be 4 letters. Bang. There you go. And then change it back to the S&P. Weird. Strange. I don't get it. That's really weird. I've never had that glitch before. Because it's acting as if the car is tied together. It's just not letting me do anything with it. What the hell? Cut out. Try that again. Cut back in. Oh, cut back in. There you go. Weird. Let me try something there. If I push it, what will happen? No, nothing. Okay. So no, there's no hose. It's really strange. It's acting as if the coupler is not there. Weird. Well, we might have to cheat the locomotive back in here, because that is not... Give me a second, boys. Alright, well, hopefully that fixed the problem. I've never seen... Again, never seen that bug or glitch before, but... whatever. I had to spawn in a new locomotive and... see if I could... I basically went into sandbox mode and spawned in a new locomotive to replace it. Which is very annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. Replay commands. Didn't have had that bug or glitch before. I wonder if all my... No, they don't, actually, because that's the only locomotive that had that problem. There's Andrews interchange cars here? Okay. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. That's Dillsboro Freight House. Hang on. Gotta count how many cars we're doing here. We're fixing up here. That's for Bryson Team Track. Appalachia Hardwood. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cars. Got it. Pick up 16 cars. Poof. Okay, I did put the right whistle on it. Like I said, I had to actively use the I had to redo every customization option, most of my customization options on that locomotive. So it's a little disappointing, but at least it wasn't completely borked. How many cards you got here? That's going to Rob Gap. And then oh my god, the amount of cars for Silva here. Holy crap. No wonder I got 100 cars here at Silva. Alright, what time is it? Okay. We should get the other passenger train over here soon, so it should be good. Snowboard paper, too. I got a lot more cards for snowboard paper. Okay. make sure we do not have cuts for interchange in front of that. I'll keep all the Andrew stuff separated a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's good. What we're going to do, we're going to pick up those cuts, and then we're going to pick up these two cars. Bang, 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 bang. Do not connect the air. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and go good. A little over 9 out of 10, that's fine. And then we'll pick up one car from this set, that's good. Is there air? You don't know. There we go. That's good enough. That should be our cut for the hump yard. So let me double check on the hump yard sort. It should have a new locomotive on the set. That's what I thought was going to happen. So we're going to go back down to ES&P. Eureka still on Pacific, mind you. Set up locomotive 110. And yeah, everything should be good now. Alright. Doing okay. A little bit of cutting to do in this video. And then do we cut these 3 cars off? I guess so. I guess we'll pick up those. Why not? There we go. And that's it. That's it for those cars. We'll just organize everything else. Shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too hard to do all this. That's for bills. Yeah, that should be easy. Not a lot of cars for interchange though, honestly, for Andrews. I think most of the cars going to Andrews is actually from Snowbird. There's, I think, like 6 or 7 cars. Yeah, not a lot. I should have put, never mind. Let's not take those 3 because we want to have those 10 carts all together. Yoink. Which one is that? That's Ship X. Is that the car down here? Yes, that's the one. Okay. Ship X. And the leaser lines out here. And then once that's all hooked up, ready to roll, we should be good. Alright. Whew. Wait, what? 50 minutes already. No, it's an hour and 4. Oh, God. I didn't realize it was recording for an hour and 4 minutes here. Holy hell. Every time I get lost in the recording session here, don't I? What the? Oh, okay. Anyway, while this is going on, I'm going to end the video here. Like and comment down below. Subscribe if you guys want more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.